Everyone, welcome back to Jaraci Cup 15. This is going to be Semifinals B between myself and AGameAnx in the upper bracket. Excited to cast this one. Of course, I'm playing, so it's always a little awkward to cast myself, but I've gotten used to it by now. Going to be Soban versus Galzi in here. And if we check our info.txt, which I have lovingly provided to myself, we can see what the pick bans are. Just Carrier throwing some serious shade, but that's fine. Yeah, Soban gonna be the faction pick for A-Game. I was expecting him to pick that. He doesn't seem to be playing Coalition very much these days, and he really doesn't like the mirror matchup. And he's gonna ban the Shallows. I banned College Teeth, just very, very standard bans from the two of us. But I picked the Boneyard for game one. I really wanted the aggressive maps here. A-Game's gonna grab Tight End Passage, which I'm happy about. Torrent Crater, not so much, because this is a much more macro type of map. I'm gonna grab Galzian Territories, and then A-Game picks Firebase Krill for the ace match. A map where I think he's gonna perform really well, so that's a nice pick. Jump into game here. I am gonna be getting the happy spawn, so that makes me very happy, obviously. And my game plan going into the series really was just to rush over and over again, you know? I know it's pretty dumb, but like, whatever. It worked against Just Carrier. I felt like actually I have a pretty good read on the Rail Rush meta right now. So I feel like it's my strongest build, so I'm just gonna try and rush A-Game over and over again and see if I can get the win that way. See me taking this 2-base location, but note it's 2 on RU straight away. Yeah, well, I don't know. Before this series, A-Game and I had been talking. I want to say this was like 3 or 4 days ago or so. He was showing me like the potential patch notes for like the next patch and asking me for my thoughts on it. And I was saying to him that I think Rail Rush is really strong right now, so I was a little worried about certain things being buffed that might be powerful for the Rail Rush. And his read was that it really wasn't, so it's kind of gonna be an interesting series, because like my read is that I can just Rail Rush him 5 times in a row, you know, and his read is that, well, you really can't. It's not that powerful. We'll see who ends up managing to pull this through. Pretty bad trade for me right off the start here. Once again getting picked off for nothing. You can see I'm trying to shadow this base runner, but it does get caught there. Probe gonna come out here and check the tech. This is SC first for A-Game. He's got the carry production upgrade on the way. But seeing the base runner, I want to finish Railgun Fab. This is not where I want to, you know, cancel this and then get a second PC, which I'll sometimes do. Spawn carry gonna drive out forward very far. But there's the first heavy rail, and that should push the carry back a little bit, because it'll start taking some damage here. Of course, support cruiser is done, so A-Game doesn't have to be too worried. I mean, he can heal this up, but you know, you don't want to take too much damage here if you can get away with it. Speaking of damage, though, the railgun takes quite a bit there. Skims and LAV's gonna have their first little scuffle here. Looks like it's just a 1-for-1 though, so A-Game's still positive on the units lost stat. And second PC still not out of the way. It looks like I had to get 65 there. If you can get the second PC without having to get 65, that feels really nice, but it's not gonna happen this time. And so A-Game straight up gonna get the railgun fab here. He wants to have the setup to fight these railguns, rather than just relying on winning the Strikecraft war. I think that's wise. Looks like we're actually gonna focus the base runner here. If I can deny the TJs, that's gonna be nice for me. So down goes the base runner. And in the meantime, you know, I'm long distance mining, so A-Game definitely has stronger economy if he can stay up on 2 base, but it looks like he's going to be pushed off of it, so this feels good for me. Ah, pretty easy, he says. Well, you should try the Rail Rush sometime. You'll see it's a little bit difficult. You know, it's just like the whole game is always played on a knife's edge, that's the point. And whichever player makes a mistake first is usually the one who loses. It's a very, very scary way to play, but I enjoy it a lot, so. Railgun tech is finished too. And there's the first rail. So now he outranges me. I do have EMP finished on the heavy rails, which always feels nice to fight the LAVs, but we are potentially gonna have problems against the Savon rails here. And I think actually that's the first mistake. Because what I'm thinking is that I need the EMP to be able to counter the LAV numbers because I don't have 2 PC fast enough, but like I said, I had to get 65 before I could make that second PC. But in this case, the RUs are probably better spent on range calibration, and you can see I have the skim numbers pretty easily to fight this. It's 18 to 12, so I really had a bad read on how many of these, like, how many LAVs my opponent was gonna push on me. Yeah, well, you gotta realize, like, range calibration is expensive as heck, and, Savon rails, or Coalition rails in general, actually outrange you until you get that tech, so it's true, but kind of on the other end. Hey, nice CMP lands here. It's decent anyway. Yeah, it actually is gonna get me a pretty nice trade. Looks like the skins were not quite in position to capitalize, but it's all right. It manages to take like a 6 for 2 trade there, if I saw it correctly. This is a bit of bad micro here as well, by the way. Should really pull the wounded guy up, but you can tell I'm focusing on the front line. But gonna deny the LDM deniers, so that feels good. And range calibration is finished now, so now we've got this tech ready, now we're ready to fight the railguns. You can see my railgun numbers are very, very low because I've been focusing on getting that tech out, but I do have it. In the meantime though, spending all this money on the railguns, that means that the skims are being neglected a bit, and we do have assault pack tech in here. Skims are going to be unupgraded for now. Assault pack finishing in 5. But he probably won't be able to make any daring charges just yet. I still outnumber him by 5. But the point is, when you finish Assault Pack, you have access to the damage ups, and your opponent still needs to get rating for those, so you find yourself in a pretty advantageous situation. 3 railguns now. This poor ALM here is going to find itself in the firing line. That always feels sad. There's the EMPs. They actually get kills on their own. Stuns up 2 of them and the ALMs. That should be able to fall pretty easily here. And it looks like the armor is going to start taking for A-game now. Still a good situation for me, but it's by no means closed out. And again, A-game is mining on 2 now, so it's a little bit tough. Although I do have his carrier at half, which feels really good. You can kind of feel the win coming here, so it starts to feel pretty good at this point. Armor 1 finished for A-game though. Another railgun building, that's probably a mistake. At this point, you can see that A-game is really stacking up the numbers. Now he actually outnumbers me, and he has armor 1. So I'm making a mistake by building more rails here, it seems. I do have EMP though. I can see he's moving up to this high ground too. If he can get the high ground for the railguns, he can maybe fight my blob. Uh-oh, this guy getting just totally hung out to dry. Yeah, A-game takes control of the high ground. I can't fight him there. Range calibration on though, we're still gonna kill some of these Savon rails. EMP though, total whiff there. And now I'm fighting up the high ground against these LAVs, which are upgraded against my skins. Uh-oh, that doesn't look so good. So now he outnumbers me like 2 to 1. And remember, he still has the upgrade lead. He's about to finish armor 2 even. EMP lands to buy a bit of time. Now all of these LAVs are so low. I mean, look at the health bars here, but... And Phoenix is just totally wrong as usual. But yeah, I agree with Just Carrier. That's gonna be the game right there. These health bars are all so low, but still, the numbers just really do not agree here. He outnumbers me like 4 to 1 now. And that's gonna be all the skims dying. And so, like I always say with the game being played on a knife's edge here, I make the mistake, I lose. And that's going to be game 1 going to A-game. And that feels pretty bad, because this carrier is so low. You know, it's like, man, I almost had him, but not quite. So, big mistake, though, fighting up this high ground. I could have just kept the skims back here and wait for him to come closer to me. And then the EMPs, like you can see their craters here, they were really bad misses, too. So that definitely did not do me any favors. We'll jump into game 2 now. Huh, I named this file Bozo versus A-Game instead of giving it like a name. Or a number, that is. There we go. Did I do that for the rest of them? No. Here we are on Tight End Passage. Now, like I said, I was pretty happy to see this one get picked, because it's a very aggressive map, once again. I think that A-Game spawn is pretty good. Because if you're trying for the rail rush and you feel like you need to rotate to try and attack the main, it's very, very impossible to do on this map, right? You've got to go up this whole high ground here. And, like, if you get pushed off, you can't just cut across because, again, there's still high ground. So you have to go all the way around here, and then it feels like you lose way too much time. Huh? Well, there is an ult map for this, but we don't use it in tournament. We were experimenting with it, but we decided it wasn't very good. Probe gonna see what's up here, by the way. You'll love to see it. Now notice what A-Game is doing, right? He doesn't, you know, he doesn't let the probe get shot at by this PC. He goes back and then he looks over at the carrier, you know, that's all you gotta do here. We've seen recently a lot of players failing to make this call correctly. You know, you've gotta not lose that probe for nothing. You need to go over here and look at the carrier, not at the PC where it'll just get shot more. So we'll see him manage that. This is actually a base turn to retire. As you can see, he fires the probe out perhaps to make it look like it's going to be SC first. But I think that the plan is actually to go for the LAV spam, and maybe this is a little bit of a fake out. He does have LAV tech finished, he has carrier production upgrade finished. And he's got enough RUs to build an SC if he wants to without having to make any more salves for it. And yeah, there's the probe where it wants to be flying over to the carrier, not taking fire to the PC, so... Seriously, that's the way to do it. Railgun Fab gonna be started for me. But I'm gonna cancel it. Last game I had the read that because there was a base runner out, it was not going to be LAV spam, and I think I was correct. But this time I see the LAVs coming out, the probe was fired, but I don't see the base runner anywhere. I have a pretty good feeling this is going to be LAV spam, so cancel the Railgun Fab, go for the 2PC. And as usual, Phoenix Heroes is totally wrong. No, the LDMs are very important. The LDMs are very important, so... LAV's taking some nice damage trades here, but nobody's gonna die yet. First blood yet to be drawn. You can see me trying to keep the skims together there. Yes, that would be very fun to watch. There we go, first blood, it's mine! Ha! Take that. And the second PC pops and kills the probe. But, you know, A-Game should be aware that that was a 2PC, so he knows what he's up against here. And in that case, maybe he'll go for AVs. You do need to be careful as the Galzian player here not to be too slow on the railgun tech, because if AVs show up, they can really ruin your day. But it's gonna feel very nice as long as it's LAV versus Skim to have that 2PC so early. Still trading evenly here so far. Well, I take it back. A-Game actually gets the better end of that trade, just barely. 5 for 4 in terms of LAVs. You can see he's lost 5 units. One of those is the probe. And we're kind of in that power trough where A-Game has the production upgrade, so I've got to back away a little bit. But I don't want to give him ground for free. Right now I can fight over this high ground, so I'm not too worried about the numbers disadvantage. A little bit sloppy micro there, gonna get one of these guys very injured. Here comes that second PC. Little infusion of skins that we're building off of it as well. And we're gonna try for the trade again. A little bit of high ground goes a long way, but we're gonna lose the high ground now. Still, the health bars are low, so it looks like I want to keep this trade up. And now it's 10 for 9 overall, so that feels really good. Skim Armor 2 finished as well. Okay, I didn't actually notice that. Look how long I'm delaying Railgun Fab. This is kind of crazy. I want my opponent to force me to stop building skims, I guess, because, you know, until he does, I feel pretty good to just keep making them. Now it's 11 to 10 on the skims, so a little bit of a mistake there. There's Railgun Fab finally. Looks like I feel like getting Sandskimmer rating is going to be just a little bit too far. Well, I mean, I really think that ref mode is a mistake in these scenarios. I think oftentimes, you know, it's true that the rail rushing player needs to get something done, so they feel the pressure, this is not really working, I need to get ref mode, but I think it'll lose you the game a lot, so... By the way, A-Game trying to deny the LDMs here, but he's gonna do it at the expense of his whole base, so I feel like this is not the play. Yeah, he's gonna come back, he sees that. But he leaves 2 over here to do the dirty work. And these 2 ideally should be able to deny the LDMs. So yeah, you can see these 2 are gonna have to back away. Carrier powers up the range. And A-Game might actually kill one of these too. Yeah, it looks like he does. It looks like it's an assault railgun first. This is a call that I'm making because I say, I don't really have any need to build heavy rails right now. This is still armor 2 against the LAVs, so even though he outnumbers me, I'm gonna win this trade here. Almost certainly. And the ARs are also free firing, which feels really, really nice. The LAV blob gets eviscerated. And that feels great for me. And again, that really is just the upgrade difference. It's kind of funny, it's what we saw in the last game, but... I'm gonna rebuild the LDM. No, it looks like I canceled that. That would have been a little bit, goofy, because I know that there's still some deniers out here. Although this guy is able to mine right now, so it looks like we're getting away with it. Again, Phoenix Yosim, he could do better. Anyway, LAV Armor 1 has finished now, so he does have some ability to fight these skims, but he really needs Railgun Fab now, because the assault rails are already out. And it's gonna be so hard to fight the, LAVs with the skims with these assault rails out at the same time. Heavy Railgun pops too. This is to amp up the pressure and really start threatening that carrier. Skims have a bit of high ground though. That's gonna feel nice. Gets a little bit of a trade there. And you can see Sandskimmer rating on the way. Yes, I do. I've got armor 2 and he has armor 1. Plus I have rating on the way. He hasn't started the assault pack yet. Looks like the assault rail's taking some fire now. He will be able to kill one if he wants, but he's actually stopped shooting it, so it feels bad to commit the fire and then cancel it there. Oh, and he does the same to the heavy railgun here. Uh-oh. Yeah, well, of course that's why I went sideways. Didn't I say that during the fight? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, still no sign of railgun tech here. There's actually only 5 mining on the main, by the way, so one of these should drop off and start mining rails. Mining RUs. Got him. And, you know, the railgun doesn't really do a huge amount of damage, but it does chip in over time. We're actually fighting up the high ground here, but it looks like I feel like I can take it anyway. I have damage 1, so these skims are really powerful. No, man, I think you just didn't notice me say it. ALM's getting taken out too, by the way. This feels so annoying as this one player. Right? Because, you know, it's bad enough to be taking, like, bad trades with the skins, but if you're even losing ALMs, it's like, oh my gosh. They're not cheap, you know? They're not cheap. Win rail? I think it's never gonna happen by now. I think he's gonna go out and deny the LDMs again, which is good, but... I don't even know what you're saying now, Phoenix. You're getting, like, butthurt over Twitch chat during a DOK cast. Anyway, pretty much everything dead here for A-Game. Oh my gosh, did you see that? The carrier blew up. Yeah, he knows it's over, so he's gonna just GG out. And there you go, game 2 goes in my favor. Like I said, I was really happy when he picked Tight End Passage, because it's, you know, it's this kind of map, but... Jump into game 3 here. This one is Turin Crater. And this one's definitely not a very classic aggro map. That doesn't matter, man. That doesn't matter. I'm gonna go for it anyway. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. His read might have been that he could, I mean, like you saw what he did with the probe there. Like, maybe he can feint that I'm going for SC first, you know, and then all of a sudden he's got a bunch of LAVs and he can overrun me. But clearly he thought he could play that fight better than I did. Didn't work out for him. That's just how it be. Yeah, it is pretty funny, Houston, I have to say. It is pretty funny. Ah, Phoenix admits it, huh? His shallows is not good. Got him. Anyway, this is SkimFab first. I kind of messed up the build a little bit on the way in, but my plan is to use the base runner heal to make a dive on the carrier straight away. And we'll see what A-Game's plan is. Gonna keep the base runner. Looks like he's going for SC first here. Only that's not the SC light blinking, I don't think. But that's gotta be an SC, how long it's taking to build. What's going on? Maybe that is the SC light on Sub-1. You'd think I would know this stuff, being like a caster and all this, but whatever. Haha, got him. I don't know, Phoenix. I think you beat lesser skilled players on it because they're lesser skilled, you know? I've not really seen you have any good games on Shallows against good players, other than that one with Moose that you won. TJ gonna get a little bit of denial here. It's gonna delay the skims a little bit. I don't think you've beaten Arik on Shallows. I might be wrong though. Houston, yeah, definitely. If you remember though, say in like the JC14 lower bracket finals, Houston was gonna win that game, but he waffled with his power allocation. So that was really, really close. Base runner heal gonna be used kind of in an awkward spot here, but I kind of already got what I wanted, which is the two Salvador instead. Railgun fab on the way from you straight away. So you can tell that's a response to seeing the SC first. I want to amp up the pressure here. And the carrier gonna use the fact that he's got an SC to try and push me out. Yeah, but like really, I mean, he had that game to lose and then he lost it, which was sad, but you know. His strategy really was a refutation of yours, pretty plain and simple. Just didn't execute it on it right. And this is the problem I've always been saying with the way that you play Shallows, is that it's a really weak build, you know, like it's got a very obvious counter. And you know, if you play against lesser skilled opponents, then they'll make mistakes and just let you get away with it, but like it's never going to work against someone who really is contesting you in the series. LEV's going to try and jump up here on this PC, but I don't think they can get it. Railgun is finished. That's gonna feel nice. But you can see the railgun module already opened up for AGameAnx, so he's got railguns of his own that are gonna be coming out. we'll see how the seeding gods feel about it, huh? Not up to me. Not up to me. By the way, Scanner, gonna try and check this location. If you remember my game with Just Carrier, I like didn't check to see if he was on 2 base the entire game. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that again. I'm not gonna do that again. Oh, I enjoyed casting it. That was a great series, actually. I really liked that one. But I'm telling you, man, Houston had won that Shallows game, and then he just didn't allocate the power right. It was so sad. Oh. Because, you know, if he was able to win that, that would really solidify the narrative. Like, Phoenix Yo Shallows build, bad. Don't do it, you know. But he lost. Oh, it was very sad to see. You can see a bit of pressure being applied to this carrier, by the way. Does take some damage, but the reason I'm playing slow here is because I know it's dangerous to push against these railguns with the range advantage. So we're gonna get range calibration set up here. Gonna take a long time though, and that's an expensive tech too, so it's gonna reduce my overall railgun numbers. I think I'm getting range calibration before 2 PC, which is crazy actually. But But you know, this carrier production upgrade still hasn't come out for AGameAnx, so I feel like I can get away with this for now. We are eventually going to need to set those up though, so you can see 2PC started for me now. And the probe should see this if AGameAnx is watching, but either way, when the probe dies, he'll know that the PC came out. And it looks like we're going to send these 2 skims out here to try and deny the long-distance mining. But now I see the whole LEV blob over here, so I'm like, I can't really do anything there then. I'll just move out to the main side. Oh, definitely the alt is better. Because it used to be you spawned so close to the rocks that just this map was just assault ship rush all day, every day, you know? It got very boring after a while. Calibration is on, by the way, so we're hitting this railgun for free here. That feels pretty good. PC pops, so it's gonna kill the probe, and again, AGameAnx will know about this. But he's got his second production line on the way, so he's gonna be matching time pretty well with me. Oh! Oh! The railgun goes down, so that's actually really big for AGameAnx. Well, let me tell you, if we were playing on Vanilla Torrent, you sure would. You sure would. Got him! Well, the problem is that, you know, I really enjoy the PC rush, like the rail rush, but, you know, it's like, it's a strategy that you can make work, right, but you don't have to play, and obviously it can fail pretty miserably. And on Vanilla Torrent, it's more like, nah, you really just have to go with soul chips, you know? It's like you don't even have a choice in the matter. That's what's really sad about it. By the way, TJ is going to be used to buy for some time here. I think this base runner is almost dead, so he figures if he doesn't use the cooldown right there, he'll lose the base runner for nothing, so that feels pretty good. Second heavy rail popped, but pretty far away. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I gotta tell you, Phoenix, I do... Oh no, the base runner dies here. I do really feel like you get kind of outclassed by Just Carrier that way. Like, when Just Carrier plays the AVs, it kind of just feels like he's you, but better, you know? It's like a RU focus here for AGameAnx. It's gonna heal this railgun up. Range calibration is still on, so he has to be a little careful. Actually, that's marked target being used. I only just noticed that. It actually does damage, you know? Does 1 damage per shot. Yes. Phoenix SC build. EMPs land. Those are kind of lackluster though, to be fair. Does some damage though. Actually, it lets me get a pretty decent trade, so maybe that's fine. The big story, I think, is that the railgun died again. AGame's still mining on 2 base for free, though. By the way, more base runners being built by me now. I'm trying to get the extraction threat going. Carrier taking fire as well. And again, you know, this will start adding up after a while, so... Hey, you're gonna try his best to fan out here so that he can't get hit by the EMPs, but I actually don't have him off cooldown yet. This is armor 1 for A-Game, no ups for me, so I'm gonna try and match that. The whole thing with SPCs is that nobody calls them that but you, Phoenix. No, they're not, Phoenix. Support cruisers are good to support an army. They don't do very much on their own. Here come the EMPs. Bit of a whiff, actually. I feel like A-Game's pretty happy with that one. This is potentially Artifact 4 though, so keep your eyes on this. This is getting pretty close to the extraction threshold. These are like no more heavy rails being built, or sorry, Saban rails being built from A-Game at all, by the way. So I feel pretty confident to stop making railguns here. So it's just been skims for a long time now. Kind of leaving the rails out to dry right now, though. Yeah, one of them dies for free. But let's just take a pretty nice trade. These LAVs kind of all have some damage on them. They do have armor 1, but still I'm able to trade pretty well there. In fact, let's check the units tab, see how many there are. It's like I outnumber him by 4. But I'm gonna change the focus now. We're moving over toward this other side. Yeah, this railgun's left out to dry, but it doesn't matter, because if he goes and commits onto this, you know, look, I'm ending the game here. And now this is down to the wire for A-Game. You know, he's got to kill both of these artifacts here, or else he loses the game, so... He's just gonna have to commit for whatever he's got right now. Here comes the heal. Yeah, that's definitely true. It's like saying just carrier only ever plays mass AV. Second base runner heal gonna be used here. This is gonna keep the skims easily alive. They're gonna win this trade, and A-Game has to GG out. Game 3 gonna go to me. I'll tell you what, this doesn't happen very often. I'm actually winning against AGameAnx. Oh, whoops, I've done the thing again. I haven't loaded the replay up. So the scoreline is 2-1 in my favor. And that means this is potentially the last map here. Gonna be on Galzian territories. Thank you, Felreach, thank you. No, best of 5 in the semifinals. And then only the finals are 7. And it looks like same old, same old. I actually really agree with Houston, I have to say. Maybe I should just stop responding to Phoenix who all I cast. What can I say? I don't like the idea of him poisoning the minds of young, influenceable players. Got him. LEV Fab on the way for A-Game. Oh my gosh. Oh darn, I panned away too quickly. This guy was freaking going to space. Anyway, carry production upgrade as well, so it looks like that's how he wants to play it this time. I agree. I agree. I actually can't quite remember. No, it looks like it's my pick. Yeah. And that makes sense. Very aggressive map. But A-Game has Firebase Curl for the ace match, which I think is a difficult one to rail rush on. So I think he's set that up pretty well. Yeah, definitely one advice I'd have to give to newer players to the game is that if you're trying to learn, just don't listen to Phoenix Yo's advice at all. He actually banned Shallows, and I think that one's not a bad call, but in terms of like what I was planning on doing this series, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I mean, he couldn't read my mind, obviously. Often I'll play Shallows and try something funny, so I think he was just trying to get rid of that one. Honestly, possibly banning GT Alt would have been the best pick for him, I think, but again, he didn't know what I was going for, so it doesn't seem like a bad ban to me. It just, if he had been able to read my mind, he wouldn't have done it, I'm sure. 1-for-1 trade there, by the way. Totally fine for me. Actually, we got a bit of health bar advantage as well. And the LEVs find themselves in a bit of a tough spot here. Nah, man, your advice for new players is just absolute nonsense. We've all seen it. We've all seen it. Got him. Oh wait, no, that's not true. I asked. Anyway, TJ gonna get killed. Real high value kill right there. Yeah, that's definitely accurate, Phoenix. Chat logs are public. You can all see the grim reality there. Second PC comes out, by the way. Again, Railgun Fab gonna be delayed here, because I know it's just LEVs I'm fighting against. Yeah, you're right, Houston. You're right. Good trade for me, by the way, up on the high ground. And again, this is Armor 1 versus 0. Armor 2 actually finishes now, which is really quite unfortunate, but still, it turns out to be a really devastatingly good trade for me. 9-4 so far in the units lost. And this is before that second PC arrives, mind you. Fleet cap 65 after second PC. Oh, feels good, man. Feels good. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you can get that set up where you have the second PC before you have to tech fleet cap 65, man, that feels so good. But not always easy to do, especially if you have to get railgun tech. And it's actually going to be fighter and gunship tech for A-Game. So this is kind of an interesting call here. I've talked about this in casts before. This is something that you can do using gunships to try and kill off the skim blob, but it's very risky because if it goes badly, it'll go really badly. So. Oh no, I mean I do 1PC all of these games actually. Oh hold up, we got a fight here. LEV's on the Omega point. We're actually not getting high ground. It'd be nice to back up just a little bit here. Oh, take kind of a bad trade there, do I? ALM is getting involved too, so anytime I'm bunched up, I'm starting to take some fire. But it looks like off the back end, this turns out okay. And the skim blob is going to rotate out over here to start trying to shoot at these salvagers, deny the LDMs. A-Game's got high ground though, but again, this is armor 2, so I feel pretty okay to fight this. No, don't really do that, Houston. We were joking about banning Phoenix. Also, you saw Missile Ship on the tech queue for just a second. I ended up canceling it. I know that there's fighter and gunship though. I saw that, so you can see I'm like, well, I'll just get Missile Ships. I don't really need that, so I'm gonna cancel it. I kind of wish I had gone for it though, because that would have been hilarious, right? If I had like finished Missile Ship tech and built one of them like before the fighter and gunship even shows up. But. Anyway, you asked, why do I think 2 PC is better? I don't. Every game this series has been 1 PC, actually. So, but you have to realize when you're doing a 1 PC rush, if you don't get the 2 PC on a good timing, you will die to LED spam. So, you just have to be careful about that. And in this case, I'll tell you what, 2 PC is much better anti-air, so... I'm starting to kill Eco now, by the way. ALM goes down, 2 salvagers go down. This one is very low, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to jump on it. Damage 2 teching for me, so these skims are really, really powerful. And A-Game's LAVs just really don't have any ups. Oh, look, at all, actually. So he's gonna try for the gunship here, but like I said, this is risky, you know? I mean, if this works, it could win him the game, but if it fails, it's just gonna be a big investment for nothing, and he's already behind, so that kind of feels like, you know, it'll be the straw that broke the camel's back, right? Gunship's gonna start taking fire to the PCs. Notice how I'm moving them up here so that I can, like, shoot at the gunship right as it launches? So he's like, okay, this ain't gonna work, so he flies them away. And it looks like he's actually gonna go ahead and attack the main base. Just ignore it, yeah. Well, like I said, I was thinking about getting missile ship fab even, but, you know, I figured that would be a little bit too troll. Gunship's hitting the main now. Looks like we don't have any action going on that side, so we can pay attention to this for a minute. But again, you know, gunships are not terribly good at killing salvagers here. So he only gets one. Well, it looks like actually he can come back. Maybe he's waiting for me to group up so that he can jump in and do a bit of splash here, but I don't know. No, yeah, look at that. He only got one salvager. And that just does not feel good enough to me. Railgun fab is finished. We'll see if I even get to build any, though, because now it's going to be the dive. And these gunships are not able to contribute to this fight here at all. Totally out of ammo. I'm just going to hold ground and just kind of slaughter the salvages. Oh, you love to see it. And again, I have such an upgrade lead, I can still fight this. And it didn't pay off at all. AGame's transition into the gunships here. In fact, one of them gonna die on the way out. And now he really just does have nothing left. And we hit a sync error. That's kind of weird, but that was AGame GGing. That's what ended up happening. Trust me, no hacks involved at all. And that's gonna be the game. And I managed to actually beat AGame in a best of 5. I'll tell you what, that hasn't happened in like, I don't know, maybe as much as a year by now, so I feel pretty good about this. Well, thanks for watching. We're going to move on to the next one. We got one semi-final series left to cast.